Bosses like Michael Scott actually exist? And if you worked for one, what's your craziest story? My first boss in America, I was 21. He was Asian American. I had never seen The Office but noted the absurdity. He would get free potato chips from a guy in a company truck and would stuff his cheeks in the middle of telling me what to do. He always offered some. Fired a coworker for screaming some racist stuff at me by just yanking her out the door. Called another coworker a cub or a baby lion because she was tiny with wild unruly hair. Would do a small mini roar whenever she was about to report for her shift or when I mentioned her name. Ran around the place with a wig on his head imitating me. Brought his daughter to work and give her piggyback rides in the office. Would ask me to take videos. Would talk to black people in a black way. He would say "what's up shorty" to the ladies and "what's poppin'." Called the guys Tyrone and would say "shit" in his most convincing, black, voice. It was actually pretty good. Would ask me to teach him random Arabic words so he could yell them sporadically in the middle of the day. He always got the accent right. Had an open door policy and would do shots in his office. Started a small chicken farm in the back of the building and would give out whole chickens to the staff. Had me and a coworker try to slaughter one time. I couldn't and nicked it just a little bit and shrieked, spraying all three of us with blood. Received a visit from the city people to tell him he couldn't keep chickens in back. He was rounding the main floor with a small basket of freshly laid eggs just as they were asking for him. Did the chicken farm again the next summer, this time with a small garden growing squash, cucumber, corn etc. to disguise the chicken coop. Happily gave out vegetables along with chicken. Would be extremely proud of taking home a tray of his own eggs to his children. Ate 2 fresh eggs every morning. Bought a walk to work to deep fry sausages in. Sometimes made lunch in the back. The entire floor would smell like food and he would round us all, 3 of us, to his office to eat. Would regularly fall asleep under his desk. The snoring was so loud you could hear it in the front. Once a client asked what that noise was and I said it was the plumbing. Woke up after his naps looking puffy but acting as if nothing happened. Would immediately go next door for a cherry coke. Would constantly eat hard candy to stay awake during the day. Ate too many edibles at a party I hosted once and passed out. Told me to hire someone but when he saw the girl did a comical thing with his face, eyebrows raised and eyes big. Think Ken Jeong, because she was having trouble fitting into her chair. She was a bigger girl. Took away chairs the next day because they encouraged us not to concentrate on the client. The girl was a no-call no-show the following week. Had a love-hate relationship with a groundhog not long into his farming venture. He never caught the guy. Once threw a cricket at me from the very opposite end of the office floor. He and another coworker kept such straight faces as I finally convinced myself the cricket flung itself at me. I watched the cameras at the end of the day only to see them do it. I'm still traumatized. Has an office to this day full of the weirdest collection of things. A few feather from favorite chickens of his that he had since consumed all named and dated. A rabbit paw someone gave him. A goat's hoof. A framed quote I told him told to me by a very high homeless person. I don't remember the rest. It's just an odd place to go into. Had a hard time growing a beard and would ask me what I thought of the progress of his soup taster. Nicest boss I've ever had. Well-meaning if a little racially insensitive all while being fascinated by other people's cultures.